Nell's going to go with Griffiths, Malazinski, and Watkins. Already making a change from last week. Just getting a look in terms of how they work it through. Back into Bradley. Bradley goes back into Wells. Wells has got time. Sees the ice really, really well. Now with Bebris and Van der Maracker. And again, not a change, not a player that Nell will play alongside Bebris. But again, Bebris has been on fire the past couple of weeks. Just throwing people out of the club down low. Back into Wells, jumps up, and it's a goal for the Swindon Wildcats. 16-15. Wells jumps up into the play there when he comes in a bit of stealth mode, but watch how far he comes here. Makes that pass. He's got the green light, goes through, goes over the... Comes off the boards into Young, goes back through the neutral zone, back across into Jones. Nice hands across the Billings. Back to Jones over the shoulder. Goal for the Swindon Wildcats. 15-52. Chris Jones. Bit of double bubble there. Right back and forth between those two teams. As you work it through, nothing really happened here. Bad turnover through the neutral zone, but it's a give and go right back. Bolton gets turned. Van der Maracker up onto the red line. Now the blue line goes wide. Turns around and Danskin looking for that wraparound. Off the skates. Swindon Wildcats. Goal for Van der Maracker at 13. And behind the net. He gets Danskin turned right now, but he says he doesn't have an option. Doesn't have through, but he let that play off the playoff. They shouldn't. Still down into Jones. Jones goes wide. Looking for that play to Dylan Lipsey. Good pickup on the way in. But Bradley's going to follow up. Coulter lets it go through his skates. Back into Lipsey. Back into Bradley, across into Wells. Through the net to Dylan Lipsey. He's paying rent in front of that net. Goal for the Swindon Wildcats, 8:44. As you come right through on the far side, look where Dylan Lipsey comes. He goes in the corner, now he comes through the slot. Nobody picks him up on. Wesson looking for that chip and go, just trying to get on the shoulder of the Wildcats defense. Anything in the offensive zone. Back down to Malazinski. Malazinski looking for the wraparound. Back in the front of that net, and that's Josh Shaw. Goal for the Swindon Wildcats at 2:42. Front of the net, and that's where he's really good. He's got to come a long, long way right now. Follows it through, and again, nobody picks him. Jones looking for that chip and go. They got three right now. Back across into Jones, across to O'Connor. O'Connor back in front. Good save by Marr. But look at this three-way passing play. You got one pass right now. Now O'Connor jumps up into play. Gets it through looking for the return. Ison waved off by George. Long stretch pass. Put a bit of pressure on Stenton on that play. Just chase that puck down. Looking in behind the net for Bullis on the wraparound. Good play. And it bets it behind the net. Goal for the Swindon Wildcats. 17-54. Cross on that play. But he's focusing on the shooter. You watch Jones come around on the far side. Nobody picks him up defensively. Comes wide. Swindon Wildcat. Back out to O'Connor. O'Connor goes wide to Van der Maracker. He takes a bit of time. Back into O'Connor. Switches the play back into Wells. Back to O'Connor. O'Connor walks the blue line. Back to Van der Maracker. Looked like it was tipped in. Goal for the Swindon Wildcats. 13:58 on the clock. As they work it around right now, they're looking for Van der Maracker, but look at the net presence. You got Griffiths and you got Bebris. Looks like Griffiths. Onto Bradley, back into Wells. Wells up onto the red line. Good chip and go from Bullis. Back into Jones. They got Bradley jumping up into play if he can. Back into Jones. Jones has got Wells. Wells tees it up. Big rebound in front. Goal for the Swindon Wildcats. 12:29 on the clock. Glenn Billing in front of the net, paying rent. One that keeps saying from the Wildcats, shots, shots, shots. You got to take chances. Shot on that big rebound, but it's a net. Onto the stick of Young. Young comes across into the middle of the ice looking for Nell. Back into Smith. Yantis one-on-one on Clark Leach. Yantis one-on-one. Good score. It's goal for the Solway Sharks. 4:18. Yantis all alone, but it's that turnover at the red line. No one's really near you. You turn the puck over at the blue line. Yantis one-on-one. Puts that one away. 4:18 on the clock. Swindon Wildcats 8. Solway Sharks 1. But it's that turnover at that blue line. You kind of lull yourself into this false sense of security. The blue line is back into Bebris. Back to Van der Maracker. He's got the space. Goal for the Swindon Wildcats, 1848. Logan Van der Meraker to take that space away. And as a defender right now, this is where you're in trouble. When you're even and you give the shooter that little bit. Back down into the corner, picked up on his far side as they get it through into the net. They're working through, good save, big rebound. Clark leads with a big glove save. It's about the reaction play. You got Clark Leach set up well, but it's a secondary save. He makes the shot, now he gets the cross. It's that goaltender ability. Solway make a line change, comes back across the middle. Back into Bradley, across to Watkins. Big opening in the slot to Wells. Goal for the Swindon Wildcats. This play developing right now. You know exactly what's going to happen. Watkins is looking for Wells as he comes off the bench. Goes wide. Bradley's back on the boards, and that's going to bring an end to this game at the Link Center. Swindon Wildcats 10, Solway Sharks 1. Wildcats, good value tonight in terms of how they played.